All right, it's time for me to do another video for you guys, and this is about Kaspa, but we're starting out with a chart here of the S&P 500. And why are we doing that? Well, because there's just something that I mentioned in the Kaspa Telegram group, the price group, that I wanted to point out, and that is a lot of times when you are in a rising channel, which the S&P 500, you can see we started there in the last week of May and ran up nicely through June, got to the third week, and we had a little break underneath that channel. That could be bad, right? Well, here, let me skip ahead a bit. There's the break, and indeed we did break, and now here we are higher. So do you call this a bearish channel? I don't think so. I think what you call this is what it is. And that is this rising, this rate of rise right here that for the S&P was almost 160% annual return, 160% return annualized. You can't keep that up for very long, especially in the equities markets. So we go up strong for about 4 weeks, and then we have this little break, find support, come back up. Well, came right back about to where we were, fall back a little bit, and then what happens? Then you break out and you start to head up. By the way, the S&P 500 is in all likelihood headed for 5,000. And why do I say that? Well, I say it, and again, this is all going to relate to Kaspa. I say it because we had a large inverted head and shoulders pattern right here. That pattern has broke out, it back tested in May, and now we are about half the way to the target up there, just a bit over 5,000. So when would somebody looking at a chart have the guts to say the S&P 500 now is going to head to 5,000? Well, that would be in late May when you got above this neckline. So think now, neckline, inverted head and shoulders pattern, rising channel, break underneath that channel, but not so much underneath, but also, well, what's a good way to put this? Mostly sideways, gathering a consolidation there, then breaking out and heading up for that target. Now, let's see if we can relate some of this. Oh, one more thing, even more amazing. If you look at the S&P 500, I'm glad I paused just for a second. If you look at the S&P 500, you will also see that we had this big descending, broadening pattern. Okay? So we came off the highs, all-time highs, in January of 2022, and then for almost an entire year we were in this descending broadening pattern, and part of that broadening pattern was an inverted head and shoulders pattern. We broke out, and now we're headed back up. Let's see how many of those three things relates to Kaspa. Okay, this is a daily chart of MEXC. You see we were in this rising channel, nice channel, set an all-time high up here back in early April. Then we entered a descending broadening pattern. Not only that, but there was another descending broadening pattern inside of that one, and truth be told, the one I just showed you in the S&P 500 also had a nested descending broadening pattern. In fact, it had two inside of this one. So what happens? Well, we break out from that, we come up to a level, then we fall back, and what do we see here? Okay, remember what happened with the S&P? Descending broadening pattern. Breakout, the forming of an inverted head and shoulders pattern. We broke out from the inverted head and shoulders pattern. This particular pattern has a target of just a little bit over 6.8 cents. Now, what's kind of interesting, if you look over here, you can see that we've encountered a red candle. So just for the heck of it, let's go see what's happening real time. There you go. There we got, looks like MEXC is up to their liquidation routine here. But this really doesn't surprise me that much because we did form a little consolidation up here. And it did have a bit of a flat bottom to it. So coming back to back test basically where we broke out from the previous consolidation, that is not unreasonable. So let MEXC do their thing. You know, we're headed up for just under 7 cents. I have very well, historically, if you look at inverted head and shoulders patterns, they have about a 75 to 80% success rate. So let's just let these guys do what they want to do. MEXC may be dumping some of your Kaspa. If you hold Kaspa at MEXC, you may be being traded against with your own Kaspa at this very moment in time. That would not surprise me. But the goal here is eventually we're going to get above this orange line right here, and just like we had some panic selling taking place yesterday, we're having some people freak out today. And you know, so what? We've seen this show many times before. The good news is that we have that inverted head and shoulders pattern, and the parallel between what we see in Kaspa and the S&P 500 is really interesting. The inverted head and shoulders pattern, the descending broadening pattern forming after the all-time highs, and also the fact that even though it's has a little bit different look to it, when we draw a support line under this low back in October, the lows in late winter, we did break underneath that line, but now what are we doing? Well, I think we just changed lanes. I think that's all it was. We couldn't stay in this. We had to fall back down just for a little bit to gather a little bit more steam. So basically we have moved into the slower lane over here, but we're still seeing the exact same angle of attack on our support line that we've seen for the past 2 months. It's the same angle of attack. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. There's the target up there, just under 7. How do we measure that? Well, you measure the depth of your inverted head and shoulders pattern right there. And I'm actually under measuring that just a hair. You look at where you broke out, and then you look up to where the target is, and there it is, just a bit over 6.8 cents. What's the likelihood we get there? Well, like I said, historically, 75 to 80% confidence. Will we get there really soon? You know, I think we probably stay in this blue channel. So I think that's probably going to happen, you know, probably in about 2 months, something like that. But anyway, there you have it. Another video for Kaspa with the added benefit of a little insight from the S&P 500, and hopefully this helps some of this make a little bit more sense. Thanks for watching.